What is up, everybody? What's going on? Just playing around with some StreamYard stuff. They got some new intros they put in there. So, I'll just got a little thing here. If you haven't done so, please click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All the new toys. Alrighty. Looks like no Zach tonight, and I'm kind of bummed out because I know Zach is really into absolute uh, Batman. And honestly, I read all 10 this morning to catch up. Yeah, because mainly not because it's probably just piqued my curiosity more because I want to see just how bad and how good it is because people praise it, but it's one of those books is where it's kind of how I like the new Superman movie. There's things I like and there's things I don't like, you know. But I'll just say this: it is an Elseworlds books. So, but even then, I really don't want to excuse too much, despite being Elseworlds. But overall, the series though, my point is that a tiny baby head needs to go. Why does he look like a 10-year-old when his mask is off? That just throws you out of the book every single time they show that. Um, you know, my other complaint is the fact that it just seems like everyone knows he's Batman, except for his mom and Jim Gordon, who might be knocking boots soon. Man, but overall though, I gotta say that the whole when it comes to Absolute Batman, the action stuff is the best part of the whole entire book series so far. Whether he's diving, going into Art M, you know, or just fighting in general, that's where the book actually like excels. But for story wise, I'm just not digging as much. You know, for background characters, I do like the fact that Alfred is kind of starting to basically wanting to help him out more. But like, I don't care about the like commission or what's his name Jim Gordon as the mayor and stuff. You know, I don't really need that stuff. I want to focus more on this. Just give me more Batman just being Batman. I don't need Bruce Wayne part because it's absolute Batman, not absolute Bruce Wayne. But that being said, we'll get back. We'll talk about the new issue when we get to their books. Thank you, Jay, for spamming the chat, bro. What the heck? All right, well, got to answer you too. We also have Evil Black Cat. What's up, buddy? And for the record, PME does too care. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Anyway, what's going on, Breen?
Not
a lot.
It's day 4 of Hell on Earth.
Oh yeah,
no, otherwise known as the All-Star break.
You know, they think it's not 2020.
That's what it reminds me of. Like it's like a little teaspoon, of 2020 was just ugly.
No sports.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously you had your other issues going on. You're kind of worried about financial stuff. Everyone was, but I just kept thinking like, if you're financially sound whatsoever, you know, and all of that, I kind of feel like you with no sports will still go because you need something to watch, you know, something to do.
Well, you get routines. Remember, a lot of comics weren't coming out. I mean, everything.
Yeah,
every facet of my life was just gone.
Everything you could escape into, it's like the new stuff. It's kind of like there was no new content coming out or anything for us to consume because we're programmed as humans to consume, and then everything came to a halt. And it's just like, wow, this is what it's like living in a third world country.
It kind of was.
You couldn't go to the grocery store unless you're masked up, and some places the grocery stores were closed because they had to change everything. It's just like, yeah, it was crazy. Today is Dead Day, 2025. I guess, Jay. But yeah, so I got pretty much all my books, except for what's it called? The new one, Pentapocalypse. That's the only book that I didn't get because they ran out, so they're able to back order or go with the back order stuff. And I'm going to get mine issued next week. So I know, Breen, you're going to spoil it, but let's just jump into this because I do have a box of books. It's a good thing Zach not be here and be able to use his time slot.
Yeah.
For books. But thank you to anybody who's basically jumped in here. Thank you to the Twitch bot over on Twitch. That's right, we're live on Twitch. Thank you, bot. Saying our streams are so good and do have a schedule, and he wants to connect with us. I don't care about your Discord. We don't use Discord. No, we only use Twitter here, buddy. But looking for the chatting. Yes, stay on Twitter and keep watching, Mr. Bot. Counts as a view. It's literally like, remember, for those who remember, like 2020, 21, 20, and 2020, not only was like everything going shit, YouTube in general, speaking of a YouTuber, the porn bots. That's all it was. Like for like 6 months, 8 months out of the whole year, all you kept getting, it's like, it's like, oh, nice video, check out this, and it's just like, it was just crap. It's like, no one, it's like, and honestly, the bad thing about bots viewing your channel is you lose all those views once they delete the bots. So, but anyway, we'll jump into this. I'll go first and get my books out of the way. Alrighty. New books this week for me. Didn't get a chance to read this. Is I Lie Popeye, the final issue, at least over, I think it is, through Massive Comics. I honestly, it's been so long since I read the issue 4. I'll have to go back and read that. But this is, as Zach was talking about, it's pretty much you get Popeye's father and everything. It's kind of like a kind of manga / anime. Basic story about how Popeye lost his eye and how basically, how I was saying, it's basically like Popeye has something that's basically makes him powerful, and everybody thought it was spinach, but it's really not even spinach. He has like, he's like almost like they're saying like he's, for those who watch like Dragon Ball Z, they're trying to make him like seem like he's like Kakarot, like he's Goku, But overall, a lot of dialogue box. So for those who missed their narration, here you go. They get the narrator box. So pretty cool book. Alrighty then, and then we're gonna go into my other book I'm picking up is The Walking Dead issue 117. Another fun series. Original cover in the back by Charlie Adler. So, obviously we have Ezekiel, otherwise known as Cyborg, and then we also got Michonne. So, overall, like I said, I love these books because, especially now that they're in color, there's a lot more added to the story, more depth. So, alrighty then. Going on to the actual top books of the week here. Going to number 8, Pastime. Kind of pushing the movie or the story forward a little bit. Explains basically how Henry became a vampire. He was in World War I in the trenches. He was one of the only survivors after a grenade came down and they had just put their gas masks, and he gets attacked by a vampire. We don't see what happens after because it cuts away back to the present, where Henry's excited to go play another baseball game. And while he's talked to by the guy he saved, he says, like, dude, we can't go that game. He's like, your career's over. They're arguing back and forth because he saved the other guy's life by turning him into a vampire. And he's like, why are you complaining about this? And he says, well, you ruined my life, and don't worry about the building a baseball game because the fact that it's not a night game, it's a day game, so you can't even play anymore. So your dreams of being a baseball player are kind of shot the shit, But really good art in this book, and so obviously it's a baseball game, baseball oriented story with vampires. But I don't know. I gotta say this. So for this character on the left, he was the one originally. He broke his ankle during the first issue in the first game. Henry ended up replacing him. I love him because he reminds me of Steve Lombard every time I see him in this book series. He's got the same kind of personality. Overall, like you said, like it's pretty cool. I'm liking it. It takes. This is 1929. When is this? I think this is 20. Yeah, 29, right?
I thought it was 23, but
Or 20. Yeah, 20 around there. Because yeah, 1917. Yeah, you might be correct. It was 23 because 17 was when the war was. Um, yeah, 1918 there in France, and then
World War One was from 14 to 1817. America came in 17, I think.
yeah, this book, yeah, but as I said, it was 1918 though. And then 1923. So looking forward to see what happens more with this book. It kind of takes a twist at the end. Let's just say that Henry kills somebody, and curious where it's gonna go through in this. Will it be Henry versus the guy he saved? Will they end up become bitter enemies? We'll find out. All right, number 7 for this week is Blood and Thunder. Kind of an underdog story. The girl is basically she's going to apprehend the creature that escaped from the prison, and remember she's her AI gun. It was her dad's gun. It's an AI gun. It's basically he's a pacifist, so he doesn't believe in using lethal force. But even then, they try to use like the beefiest the thing they have there in the gun, and this creature just shrugs it off. And throughout the basically the whole entire issue, she's chasing him into the lower decks. Because remember it's a 3-tier world system. The rich are at the top, the poorest, and on the alien breeds and all stuff are at the bottom. And this creature basically just keeps going through and just causing wave destruction and destruction. And even at the end, when they bring in the big giant guns, they try to take him down. It still doesn't stop him. He ends up surviving. And they don't even care about the collateral damage of all the other I forget what they call them in there. What does she call herself in here? It's like, oh yeah, adjacent. I'm adjacent. Adjacent is basically when they're like aliens. They call them there. Instead of calling them aliens, they call them adjacents. And the creature ends up basically going to an air duct and basically ends up making off planet. At the end, she shoots a tracker onto him, on the ship, so basically she can, or onto him himself, so she can track him down. Then the chief of the planet they're on lets her know what the reason why, it's very important that they find him, because this creature literally hates humans so much. He's been searching. The reason they locked him up because he's on a nonstop search to find the weapon that will basically take out all humans. So basically, they're trying to stop a bigot terrorist. But overall, leads down to at the end to this planet where all these scientists basically are, working on stuff, and one's taking a little tape recorder, and he's talking about how it's like it's kind of worries him, but also doesn't worry him that someone's been targeting different scientists stuff. I'm imagining that the whoever's targeting the scientist is probably that guy escaped, or it could be somebody else. But he says for purposes I keep all because they live in a digital world. It's supposed to be all these years in the future. Any books are kind of considered not really that valuable unless you have specific books. And he says, as a precautionary, he keeps all the books he has. They're kind of like stupid stuff about gods and stuff, fairy tales on the top. And in the bottom, he has, in his basement, he has all these extra, the real history books and all stuff, that are more valuable. And of course, when he gets in there, he goes into the secret passageway, he finds someone dead. And then there's a creature at the end here that broke in through the window. So obviously, it's a lot smaller than the other one, so I don't know who it is. If this creature can change its size or whatever, I'm gonna stick with it. It's not really my type of book, but I'm enjoying it. It's a sci-fi kind of underdog book, so I want to see where it goes. All right, number 6 is Thundercats. Number 16. Thundercats, pretty much with the help of these little creature guys are able to basically help build their base last time. And they're attacked by these Monkeans or villains, called Monkeans. And the Thundercats now have new toys. Now they have Thunderian armor that helps them, fight and stuff. They also have like a flying ship now, or some kind of I forgot what they call that. I want to call it a hovercraft, but I don't think it's called a hovercraft. It's kind of like the same technology they use for the drones. I think their military has them too. They have the basic propellers and they're able to lift up and down like the Pelicans. And yeah. Wow, look at the contrast on that. Left is good, right is bad. So basically, there's Panther is still injured. They don't know where Lionel is still missing. They only have enough of this Thunderium left for one more set of armor, and the kids kind of want to use it to make their own armor, and they're kind of talked out to by one of the girls, basically was considered to be a former spy. Turns out that she actually wasn't. She wasn't a villain. She was just being used by Jaga for a higher purpose. Secret Order. And meanwhile, we got I forget what his name is in here. It's Chitara and I think it's Tigra or Tiger. I forget what his name is. But basically, it basically reaffirms us, let us know that these two are still a couple, despite back when they're on home planet, they had to hide their relationship because it was frowned upon. And at the end, you get this cool fight scene between the girl who was considered to be the traitor, who kind of feels like an outsider, and she has this training session with Tara, and they end up basically fighting, and she wins because she's able to pull daggers out of her back pocket. She kind of cheats. And Panther comes back because he found something while he was searching for Lionel. He found another Thundercat, but it turns out it's actually, shocker, Chitara's fiance. Somehow he survived, so this basically puts a conundrum for her and her new lover. So overall, I mean, I can't wait till we get to Lionel back in the book. Lionel's been doing his own thing with the Ed Bisson book. I forget what it's called, but it's like Lost something. But it's been getting better. This is Declan Shavely. He's also been doing the horrible Terminator book over at Dynamite. But I heard that's supposed to pick up too. They're supposed to actually start going to more future stuff, like in the actual, Kyle Reese days, instead of being set in the past like it was. Because all it was is every issue was basically Terminator was sent back to kill this person in different parts of the past. And then some survive, some don't. Now it's actually getting to where it's like, hey, I don't give a shit about that. Let's move all past the 20 people we were talking about. Let's get to the main point. So I probably still won't pick it up, though. But, hey, what's up, Justy? Number 5 this week, G.I. Joe. Baroness and CoverGirl are trapped in France with Birdman, or whatever his name is. Raptor or something. Yeah, Raptor. And turns out he's been hired to basically get Baroness because, I forgot his name. I want to say Brother Blood, but I think it's called Baron Blood or whatever his name is. Wants revenge on her and wants to bring her back. So CoverGirl and them try to defeat this guy, only to be defeated by the guy. Actually, shows up, the guy from a couple of issues ago, and they end up basically getting knocked out and then carried off to the base. They wake up and they. So meanwhile, that's going on. We got Clutch, who's back in the pit with and he's talking to Hound. Everything about there, and Hound saying basically explains everything that's going on with the Transformers and the Decepticons, how their war mistakenly came here to Earth. They don't mean any humans any harm, but the Decepticons are basically have them outgunned and stuff. And he hasn't seen Optimus Prime in forever. But also we got Flint, who's basically talking to Duke, saying, "No, your buddy Clutch has been hiding something since he came back." And like Duke's like, "Oh no, Clutch wouldn't hide anything from me. He's a good guy, you know." And or apparently Hound, if he needs more energon, so Clutch is gonna go do something stupid to get him more energon because he knows exactly who has energon, and that's the snakes. That's Cobra. Meanwhile, this doctor basically has been painting this mural on the wall. He's gone crazy, and it's Starscream, and well, it's reported back to Chrome Dome, basically the Destro, that who this what's going on or something. And he tells the guy to keep it secret and don't let anybody know about this. He doesn't, because he's basically tired of Cobra Commander are basically keeping secrets for him, so now he's keeping secrets from Cobra Commander, and they silence the doctor. And then we go back to the girls. Basically, they're dropped in this pit, and Blood wants revenge, so he says, like, it's like, he says, "I looked all over for you," and explains all the different past issues from event storylines. He was there the whole entire time. It was Agatha all along, you know. And he basically says, like, "Here's the skinny. You took my eye, Baroness, so I want yours. Covergirl, if you want to live, you'll do the honors for me. Baroness, if you want to be handed over to my buyers intact, you'll kill Covergirl." And basically, Baroness basically just, swears at him in Russian or whatever she is, and just tells him, like, we're not going to do your dirty work. Basically, you're going to kill us regardless. And he's like, I could, but I'd make more money selling you because basically they're going to auction her off to all her past enemies that she's made. But Covergirl says, "Fuck that!" Takes a knife, stabs her in the back, and I kind of leave you in a cliffhanger like this. This series has been it seems like every issue somebody either dies at the very end, or like just something happens. It makes you want to basically get the next issue. And honestly, there's not many books out there that I'm reading right now that makes me like, oh, dude, I can't wait for the next issue. I'm so excited. So like, this is a really cool book so far. And this is on issue 9 of G.I. Joe. All right. Number 4 is actually Battle Beast number 3. Trusty, yeah, the art is average on G.I. Joe. Is Andrea Milana. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. But the story is what's basically taken me. That's what sold me. Battle Beast. This is fans of you, those read Invincible. This is brilliantly just absolute Batman, or absolute Deathstroke, I'd say, almost in a sense. This guy wants to basically, like, this warrior wants an epic warrior death. So he's always looking for a challenge, and he's basically got this AI spaceship, controlled spaceship, basically wants to kill him at every turn, and keeps betraying him. And meanwhile, you got this other guy who's basically like held hostage, basically is trying to stay alive too. And he's trying to. And through him, we're learning more about Battle Beast. So the AI ship led Battle Beast to these space cops who basically want revenge on him for like killing and eating all of their loved ones on their planet, because he's an animal. He chews on flesh after he kills people. He's a cannibal. And one of the idiots in there pisses his pants and fires at him. This gives him basically the chance to basically get movement in space, and so he leaps around and just basically kills them all. And said, like, Ryan, I love Ryan Ottley's art in this. It's just awesome. And Annalisa Leone is the colorist. So
Alicia?
No, I didn't say Alicia. Annalisa. Annalisa. But you can say Alicia. Yeah. So while this is all going on, people are being just butchered. I love this, how the ship's kind of like talking to like the guy in there. And he's like, you know this isn't gonna work, right? It's like, you're kind of wasting our time. You're gonna do is piss him off more. And the ship's like, it's like, I don't need your advice. I'm gonna advance. He's like, it's like, what's gonna happen? once he's done there, he's gonna come and destroy your ship. He's gonna destroy you. You'll have, get the ship's like, oh fuck. He's like, because if he destroys the ship, he just sees its purpose and he can't live anymore. So, he's like, and I love the computer's like, well, if he survives this, fine, we'll do your plan. And like the alien's just laughing. He's like, are you freaking kidding me? This dude survived like space for like a couple months, and then just a lot of blood splatter. Like, these are the books. If you're a colorist, that's gonna be the most fun to do. Yeah, but I love that. Yeah, going to this little guy, he's talking now. Basically, he's like, "Hey, if you take me to my home planet, you can kill my bitch of a sister and free my people. That's a lot of lives. You could be something more than just a killer. You can be a hero." He's like, I don't know. What? He's just sitting there talking while he's chewing on the corpses of the people. So they end up like going back to the little guy's like home planet. They're gonna take down his sister, and while they're landing there, they get attacked by this freaking huge dragon out of nowhere. I love this. Like, it's just slapstick comedy. I love these kind of books. Action, slapstick, kind of gore. You get Friends of Old Marvel in here, boom. Mm-hmm. Just destruction and stuff, and it ends with basically like him just like, bring it on. It's like, it's just nonstop fun. Number 3 is Batman and Robin Year 1. Honestly, these books have been picking up. This even has a surprising at the end. I'll not say what happened, but I'll just say that it's like, I won't tell you who. Somebody gets whacked in this, in the most shocking way. Also, a few more days, Shark Week. Hope they're gonna have Jeff the Shark on there, right? You can host it. Yeah, I love that we get Rupert Thorne in here. Rupert Thorne is a character I haven't really seen much since the Batman animated series, or even before that. I just feel like I don't know if he's dead in the main continuity, but you don't really hear about him as much. But it's just, once again, more people being slaughtered, and not as gory. But we get to have Batman and Robin teaming up, going on Tweedledee and Tweedledum Frankenstein monsters that the guy called the Journal has basically been experimenting on his people and turn them into basically servants for him. Yeah. And but the other cool thing about this is that Robin ends up basically becoming like, distraught or kind of like not unfocused. When he's not fighting, he's not focused. He's kind of lost. Bruce has no idea what's going on, which kind of disturbs me a little bit, because I thought Bruce was a detective, could easily figure this out. He maybe just forgot because he's so distracted what's going on with everything.
There's a difference between being a detective and being able to figure out what's right in front of you.
Yeah,
and being a parent.
Yeah, but like I said, he's probably just like so overwhelmed with everything else going on. But this guy says a remark about the General, and the guy is like, "Oh, you don't like this?" He's like, "Well, I just lost 2 goons thanks to Batman. How about you be the next guy?" No, it's so freaking dark. Back in the Wayne Manor in the cave, Bruce talks to him, and Bruce says, "I'm on my wit's end. I don't know what to do," and everything. So Alfred ends up having a heart-to-heart talk. It's like Mr. Belvedere talking to the kids, and he just says like, it's like Master Grayson is like, "Oh, you're getting great. Now you can do 7 balls, juggling at the time." But he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" It's like, because it concerns me. It's been 6 months, since your parents died, and you haven't grieved at all. And it's like, it's concerning me. And he says like, "I know it's your mom's birthday, and he's like, why don't you cry?" He's like, And Robin kind of like just says like performers don't cry, but then he yells at, and Alfred's kind of shocked. I love this, the heartfelt moment shared with Dick and Alfred. So, meanwhile, I'll leave it right here. Is that the general learns that Robin and Batman, he learns their secret identities. He learns because of something that Robin said. And
you know what the first thing he does with that is?
Yeah.
Offers to save him money on their insurance.
Yep. Yep. He finds
to insure the Batmobile.
Because Robin used slaw, which is basically circus slang.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Honest answer.
Yeah.
Did you think that was a typo until it factored in the story a few pages later?
I didn't know what it means. I
didn't too, because I had no idea what slaw was.
I never Googled it, but overall, I think this is gonna be a really great book. Ernie, I see the Ecto one behind you. We actually have one in my hometown. I passed it on the road the last week. You passed it? Well, you should ask them how much they want it for it. Trust you could drive.
I've seen the Starsky and Hutch car in town. Someone's got one of those.
Yeah.
What kind of car is that they're bringing?
It's a Dodge Challenger.
I don't remember. Shit.
Oh, no. Is it a Challenger or a Charger?
Not a Challenger, no.
It's a Charger. Number 2. Predator versus Spider-Man. This has actually been a really good series. Shame to see it end. Finally, you're like, because throughout the series, the first 3 issues, like we get tidbits of Kraven here and there. And then finally, Kraven just basically gets a fight against a Predator towards the end of this book. But the other thing, I love the internet. Love internet always tells me, is like, Mary Jane's like, I know what we're gonna do today. Mm-hmm. She's wearing Phineas's shirt, the orange and the white stripes. I don't know if you put that together.
I didn't.
Yeah, go look up Phineas. Like, he always wears the striped shirt, the white, orange and white. I was laughing when I saw that. Mary Jane escapes from the sewer. Skinner is chasing them, and then Kraven pretty much pops up. He's like, "Where'd he go?" Like, he just pops out of the manhole cover after this because he was following them, tracking the Predator. One of the Predators that was fighting against Spider-Man breaks out of the cocoon, and then Skinner basically kills him, and glorious fashion. And pretty much we get back in the building there. We have Spider-Man versus the other ones, and you get him basically just being his rambunctious, kind of like quippy self. It's like, you guys, I've already got a stacked rogues gallery. I don't need a bunch of horseshoe crab-headed space weirdos suddenly deciding New York would be a fun place to destroy. Maybe we could make trouble. Maybe you could make trouble elsewhere, like like Jersey. It's knocked out of the building, and then like Kraven hunts Skinner, and then he ends up killing Skinner, taking out the Predator. Apparently, I always thought that the Predator blood was acid touch. Apparently, I guess that's only the aliens from the lore. But I love this shot. Him with the freaking like bloodied up, and he's got the head. And then like the other Predators kind of like see him. But first of all, he knows that whenever a Predator dies, he sets he's a little bitch. So he sets his little bomb and gauntlet go off, beep countdown. Spider-Man ends up taking it after he gets Kraven to cut the arm off, and he does what was that? The Dark Knight Rises? No, or was it the last one of the Bale movie where he flies the Batwing and then it explodes over the ocean or the harbor? You get to see, yeah. So basically, you get to see this really cool layout stuff and him just swinging through. He's got the arm wrapped up, and then Mary Jane sees him, and then says the bomb goes off. Just as he throws it into the water, and we're all kind of led to believe like, oh, he died. But Kraven, then we see Kraven then being attacked by the other ones.
I was beginning to think that you got to see him in a little cafe in Paris or something.
No. Well, Craven's fighting against the other predators. Basically, this guy shows up and says, like, there's a doctor from, I guess he's from the Predator universe. He says, "Oh, I see you found one of our specimens that's still alive." Pretty much like, so they must be like a corporation that's basically tracking down, hunting, like studying the predators. So even though there's one still alive, so they come in, government spooks come in, take the predator off their hands. Mary Jane's pretty much crying, ugly crying, and then she sees Peter there. It's a little happy ending. And Craven ends up. I forget, was that Critters or Critters 2 where the guy leaves with the aliens? They basically brand him, and they say, meaning that he actually is a warrior, a predator. They make him one officially, adds him to their club. And in the end, he leaves with them in their spaceship.
Well, I'll tell you what, going forward for Craven, date night's gonna suck.
I know, right? And the one thing you'll never get from a main continuity book is Mary Jane happily kissing Peter Parker.
Yeah. I guess Nick Lowe must have been too busy taking selfies to notice that they did that.
Yeah, is he the editor on this?
I don't know. I know he's a Spider-Man editor. I know he doesn't edit.
I think he's only for Amazing only. I don't think
Yeah.
it's for, because they don't list credits.
Yeah, I took that kind of like as an FU to
What's
main Marvel.
What's Benjamin Percy saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
Benjamin Percy's been doing a lot of the better books at Marvel.
Yeah, if I wasn't so anti Marvel continuity, I would think about giving his Punisher a try.
His Wolverine Punisher book was really good.
Yeah, I fucking hate Marvel.
I know, but like I said, Marvel has 90% of their or not, probably say 95% of their books are horrible.
Yep.
Last one.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to be.
Are you really? I don't know. Do I got?
Is it something? Is it something you wear of a certain color?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I even have time to show this off. It's Red Coat, man. Red Coat is just a freaking book. This is like my favorite book of the year so far. I do like the Superman story. This is first Sterling Stone story, but ongoing, this is still my favorite. Every issue is just Simon Pure is just Charlie Hum, or what his name is from the from what was it called?
Charlie Hunnam from oh god,
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy, and CBS heads know him from Fire Country.
So that's all I see when I see. Like if they made a movie, I'm casting him. Like it just looks the role. So basically, the whole thing is that we even get this freaking Snicker bars. I love this in the opening. so great. I don't know how he gets away with that. He must be paid like rights or something, maybe. But yeah, so basically, he helps the Northerner track down the rebels on the way. The Northerner explains more about how he knows so much about Simon because he knows him from the future stuff, and basically ends by him talking to Simon. Basically, Simon's like, "Dude, Simon, I know who you are. You're after this war's going over, you're just gonna go and just be a bum and drink, beer and just do it. You're selfish. You don't care about any of that stuff. She tells him, I don't need your help. You can just take this girl till I go on railroad and leave me be. But he says, you know what? Screw that. You don't know who I am. It lights a fire inside Simon Pure, a pure fire, and he's able to basically
see what you did there.
Yeah. He ends up basically going with the guy, and so is the girl. The girl's like, I have more else to go. And I just love seeing the modern use of technology. Whenever you have a time travel story, someone's using a gun in the past. It just looks so cool when seeing the reactions. Like Simon Pure's like, "What is this? What kind of musket is this?"
Wouldn't the Northerner have known that he came around because he changes, but the Northerner's already seen that future. What a paradox.
I'm wondering what happens in the end. Well, we do show them what happens in the end, but we don't know. Like I said, is the events of the Northerner traveling because he's going to be in the Geiger next week or next month or next book?
Not next month.
Yeah, next month.
No, he shows up in Geiger number 20.
Yeah.
They're only on like 15 right now.
Yeah, so Geiger, and then after that, he's going to show up in, what was the other one? Was it, no, it wasn't Redcoat. It was
probably Rook.
Maybe he's saying.
Oh, no. So Northerner next, and Geiger number 20, and Redcoat number 14.
Maybe he's just saying that to avoid, giving Pure any, maybe
he
Pure
didn't
needs to stay that way in order to change.
No, he already changed. Here's the thing, though. It all depends what kind of timeline they're going. Is this one that branches out, creates a new future? So he go back to his normal time, nothing has changed, and he could create a new branch of the future, or he doesn't exist because he erases him.
He's in the time zone that they're looking to change. So Pure could have been a dick.
Northerner's not in the next Redcoat. It just says and come back for Redcoat.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay,
yeah.
So obviously he does. As this is going on, as every change that Simon the Northerner makes, the Simon Pure, and causes Simon Pure to have these flashes, he's been having these visions throughout the series. So now he sees that the world's changed. Now he's seeing the riots. Well, but these are in 1967 or 1960s.
64.
64. But they're not the normal riots that we know.
Were those the Detroit riots, Sabrina?
No. So this is this is like, looks like New York almost.
No, I think he might be basing them off the Detroit riots from 64, I think.
Well, the Detroit riots were 68.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, it says, but this isn't Detroit, though. There were protests gathered to oppose the latest wave of deportations under the Confederate immigration law.
Yeah, because he saw a future where the Confederates won.
Yeah.
And that's probably what made him change. But
yeah, and he sees a Northerner.
Yeah.
So,
as I said, it's a fantastic book.
Yep.
Everybody should be reading it.
Well, yeah. I said, like, there's no DEI insert bullshit into this. It's just straight pure fun comic books like we used to have.
Does Zach read Redcoat?
Yeah. I think he even said it was really cool. He put it in our group thing chat.
Wow. Blind Clock.
Yeah.
Speaking of the big two like we had earlier, whoever let Jeff Johns go, I think it was probably DC, is an idiot.
DC didn't want to have Ghost Machine, so he said, I'm do my own
well,
thing.
DC was, they sided with Ray Fisher, and it had more to do with his lack of success in the DCEU, which sucked because I said DC. Yeah, could you imagine how much better these would be selling if they were published by DC? And with the Absolute, they'd be beating Marvel into paste right now.
Here's my thing, though. I just wouldn't want to have them DC characters in here, though.
No, it wouldn't be. It's a separate universe, but I mean, it would be nice.
Yeah.
But I said it was whoever made that decision. That was a bad one.
So this is Brian Hitch's art, doing the level art, interior art in this. It's awesome. As Trusty said, he really loves the art, so basically, before Simon Pure learned about, it was when they were writing the carriage, like, hey, what's this? He's like, and it's a grenade hole. He's like, you do that, would die. He's like, it's strange how something little can be so deadly, and so of course this comes back basically because he grabs a grenade. He's like, because the guy basically, the Northerner was about to get killed by this dude, the cobbler, and I'm at a knife point, and he's like, hey, what's this thing here? This little pin here thing. He pulls the pin off the grenade, and he's like, because originally he was holding the gun up to his head, and Northerner's like, you idiot, the safety's still on, and it was a clever distraction because what he was doing was putting the grenade inside the actual cart, the wagon, and using the gun as a distraction. And so of course he does this, but then something happens, and the Northerner gets pulled into back. His time for being in the past is up. He gets pulled back to the future along with the cobbler. And at the end, Simon Pierre takes the girl to basically it's a union camp, basically helping black children and families basically try to feed them and then get them up to the north, get them out of the south.
Now, I have a question. Am I the only one who gets the impression that she is someone important historically?
Everyone in this book is important, and they've
I'm
learned
thinking it
about
might
Albert
be.
Einstein, starting with Albert Einstein.
I'm thinking it might be Harriet Tubman.
Well, no, Harriet Tubman was an adult during the Civil War.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
So you know what I'm thinking she is? Rosa Parks.
Nah, that's a little too old to be Rosa Parks.
Anyway, though, maybe she might be the mother of someone who's important.
Could be.
Anyway, he decides I'm done with the red coat for a while, and I'm gonna put myself on a northern coat. And he joins. He's just out of spite for the northerner, who says I have to I'm gonna do what you don't know me, and he joins the Northerners and fights in the Civil War. Because mainly for like the guy up northern pointed out is like you have a history of basically avoiding wars. After the Revolution War, you don't choose a side. You just stick out of it. You help both sides. So this side, he basically decided to help him out. Meanwhile, the Northerner wakes back. He's basically crossed the Rainbow Bridge. He's in Asgard now. And we get this cool shot here. We get Barney Geiger in there, and yeah, it's the Northerner next appear in Geiger number 20 and come back for Red Coat number 14 for prelude to First Ghost. Because remember, in this book, Simon said he even saw visions of the White House. So I'm glad they're actually going to start revealing more about other characters that we don't know about, because it just feels they focus on a few and they don't really mention anything else. Like we get tidbits of information here and there, but man, very good book. Then I do have a couple back issues before I actually go into my other thing. I'll let you guys go then afterwards, because I have a box from E I gotta show off. Some back issues. Alrighty. Alright, my Conan the Barbarian from last week finally showed up. Fun book. So look at there. You can even get a Conan limited edition figurine you can order. Kind of cool. If you're a Conan fan. Solomon Kane finally came in. I got the Passage Zercher variant. And I love this everything for Titan Comics. It's all Conan. I love this. Something you never see in Marvel. The back of the book. I did pick up Blood Type from last week. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I just wish I'm curious to see what's going to be who the person is, the other vampire on that island is. Savage Sword of Conan also from last week came in. Got this Frazetta inspired, or not Frazetta. Who was it supposed to be? It's Alex Horley. I don't know if that's the original art or a new thing.
It looks new.
Yeah. I don't know. Is Alex Horley original artist?
I don't know the name, but it looks new.
It reminds you of kind of the Frazetta covers we were ranking back in the day, or a couple back in the day, but you know what I mean. And then I got some back issues. Some really cool back issues. This one I might already own, but I couldn't pass it up. So
you've got two of those?
I might have two of these. I might have bought one me. I'm not sure.
If you do, I know somebody that would just love to have that.
I know, yeah.
Somebody we just reconnected with last night, but she always references that story.
But, with everybody talking about Superman and Lex Luthor and all that stuff, I decided, let's get the real Lex Luthor and get the team up we want. Mr. Mind and Lex Luthor team up. So cool. So that's an awesome book. The man in paper armor. That's awesome.
You're my kind of worm, Mr. Mind.
Yeah. So this only sent me back $20.
That's about what I paid for it at CincyCon in 22.
And this was $22.
Yowza.
I know, right? Going up apparently. And then of course, because they had this out here for $10, 1 through 13, the Jeff Loeb, Superman, Batman run.
Nice.
Like I said, Ed McGuinness, Michael Turner, Dexter Vines, Peter Steigerwald, and Dave Stewart. This says I think it's 1 through 13, or it might be 1 through 12, and then it has some other stuff, but yeah, it's a alley. So the Supergirl that you don't like, but overall, kind of like it with basically Batman pretty much like showing up because what Supergirl gets or Kara gets attacked. For those who remember the story, is that Clark was spending time with Kara, and then Wonder Woman basically comes in and basically abducts her. And Clark's like, "What the hell you think you're doing?" It's like, and she needs, come back with me that I'm scared so I can train her and stuff. And I love how this Bruce is like, "Yeah, it was my idea." it's like
I think they did a movie about that, didn't they?
A cartoon.
Cartoon. They did a cartoon.
The animated one, yeah, that's what I meant.
It's based off of this. Yeah. I think it was called Superman, Batman, Dark Side.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. The stories just are a great deal, except for my eyes. Yeah, they are a little fun here. So, but hey, travel size. All right, Jeff, you want to go next?
Do you care if I go next? Because I have to make a call after this.
Sure.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right.
Do what you need to do, buddy. Do what you need to do.
Okay. All right.
You kind of got it mixed up there, Sunshine.
Oh, sorry. I didn't move him over yet. That's fine.
All right. Number 9, Catacomb of Torment. I thought I'd give that a shot. The first story is written by Matt Kent, and it absolutely eviscerates, uber woke college students. And it's a great story. It's funny, and like I said, Jeff, remember the first issue of Epitaphs from the Abyss? The stories that were so, so left leaning that, like I said, it made me want to quit the book.
Yes, I do.
I bet woke readers don't want to read any more of this. But the next 2 stories were completely forgettable. But they finished it with an old EC story called Halloween about this guy that hires this lady to look after these orphans, but he doesn't give her any money to take care of them, and because it turns out he's pocketing almost all of it for himself. And when everybody finds out, all the kids want for Halloween is a pumpkin. He won't even give them that. Well, this is an EC story, so I guess you can figure out what the pumpkin ends up being at the end of the story. And number 8.
Yeah, I think I've read that one before. It's in a collection that I have.
Yeah, I think it might even be in Choke Gasp. It's one of the more famous ones.
So now he's a pumpkin.
Yeah, Pastime. We talked about that.
Yeah, what do you think? I know you were kind of.
It's okay. I mean, it's.
You were talking about quitting it.
No, I'm not going to quit it.
Okay.
Because like I said, I'm 4 issues in. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it through. Number 7, World's Finest.
Oh, you pick it up.
Yeah. It was a story.
I'm not a fan of Bizarros. I know some people are, but I'm like, I can only handle it so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I like that it's Silver Agey feeling, but yeah,
well, it's been done before, hasn't it?
What's that?
Hasn't that been done before?
Yeah.
The death.
But as I said, I don't really remember enough of it to talk about it.
Oh.
Absolute Batman. For those of you that have wanted to see Killer Croc literally, well, this is your issue. I will say no more. But I like this book because it is, pun intended, batshit crazy. This issue was no exception.
I didn't. Yeah, I'll just say this: he gets locked up in Gotham, or not Gotham, but in Arkham.
Arkham, yeah.
And I didn't like what they did to Bruce.
Well, that's again, it's just
That it just. I'm like, it just looked weird.
Yeah, well, number 5, Predator vs. Spider-Man, excellent. Yeah, I said this was very enjoyable. Had a both Spider-Man and Kraven got their happy endings. Kraven got the ultimate validation as a hunter, and Peter and Mary Jane found each other at the end, and they're both hale and hearty.
Dude, I got like 6 freaking bags of like comic books. He sent like all of them in one, so I have enough for like 2 short boxes.
Number 4, Space Quest.
Yay!
It's really cool. It's getting more into the story. We find out who the villain is, some guy named Dr. Nightmare. It's cool seeing Johnny and Haji in the Space Ghost kids' uniforms, and even the dog has the little uniform. But yeah, it's because Johnny and Haji are trapped in Space Ghost time, and Jan and Jason Blip are trapped with Race Bannon and Jonathan Quest, or in Mr. whatever Quest.
So they had a time swap.
Person. Yeah, but it was an accident, and now we're finding out more about who's behind it. Number 3, Batman and Robin. I said cool twist at the end. Don't have any more. Is this ongoing?
I think it is. Let me look.
Or is it 12 issues? Either way, like I said, this is a fun read. I really do enjoy this. Number 2, Pin Apocalypse. Covers kinda accurate. What ends up happening is, as I said, they're the last 2 apparently, and they're running for their lives. And it turns out Roxy has fallen in love with Foxy, but Foxy wants to find a husband, get married, because she's like, we can't be together. We're both girls, that kind of stuff. So that doesn't work that way. Blah blah blah. And so apparently, what's keeping them from turning are these bracelets they have. And Roxy gives hers to Foxy, says, "Give this to your future boyfriend," or whatever. And she turns into a zombie.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're going to get out of that, because there's no way in hell they're not together at the end of this series. Wow. I just don't know how they're going to get to that point.
I don't see anything past issue 11.
Okay, well there's 12. They just haven't solicited 12 yet, but and number 1, Red Coat. We already talked about that. This book just gets better and better, and I got to agree with that. So, it may not be my number 1 ongoing, but it's definitely in my top 5. Yeah, it's up there in Ultimate Spider-Man and Space Ghost territory. Benton, thank you, Jackson. I had a brain cramp. Dr. Silver Age would kill me. But so that's my week. I have no back issues, and I will. Like I said, I got to make a quick call. I'm just going to mute myself, and I will be back as soon as I can.
I'll be back.
All right.
All right, Geeky.
Whenever you say "I'll be back," you have to do it with an Austrian accent. By the way, that's the rules.
All right, I'll be back. See you later, Gator.
Trusty sidekick. Thing about Ghost Machine, it's not only the art, it's the writing, it's the paper. Everything about that stuff is top quality.
Well, it's no secret that basically Jeff Johns says, "Well, if I'm leaving, I'm taking all your good artists, DC."
Yeah, I mean everything about the whole Ghost Machine, and it's not just Red Coat; it's all of them. Just top tier art, writing, paper, production.
Yeah,
everything. Okay, so I think I've got like 15.
Okay.
And Los Monstros is number 15. I don't know if I had a number 2. It turns out I'm missing number 2, at least according to my thing. So I need to get a number 2 in order to know what's going on with number 3. So,
Yeah.
Endless Night is number 14.
Yeah, I checked that out. I read the first 2 issues. Very short.
Yeah.
Not much dialogue.
No. And then
A lot of killing in the second one, though.
Huh?
A lot of killing in that second one.
Yes. Number 13. We've gone over this.
Well, you can still give your thoughts on it, though.
I'm ambivalent. I think you guys think it's a little bit better than I do, but it's still entertaining.
I'm a person that loves stuff that takes place in the past, and then it's a vampire story on top of it. So it's
and I like vampire stories.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I just want to get them all back. I either want to get it in a trade or just get all of them back together and just read it back to back.
Yeah.
It'll probably improve with that. I just, sometimes at my age you read something and you're like, what the hell did I read?
Right.
So that's 15, 14, 13. 12 is Superman Unlimited. Number 3. It is, they are having a kind of a, Jonathan Kent trying to follow Crypto, and it kind of annoys me. They are starting to draw him like from the movie. So I knew it was going to happen.
Unlike Marvel, Tony Stark's dead.
Huh?
But unlike Marvel, when they had Iron Man, they just killed off Iron Man in the comic books. They didn't give a shit about him.
Well, no, I mean RDJ looks like it, so they didn't need to change anything.
No, but I'm just saying, like they actually at least are trying to like do stuff like, hey, a good character. Where Marvel's like, yeah, he's dead in the comic books. You want to read our books? Watch the movie instead.
Yeah, I was sort of like that with the Fantastic Four. They're like, yeah, we're just going to cancel the Fantastic Four. Fuck it.
Yep.
But he's trying to catch up with Crypto, and they're showing kind of a little history of what it's like having a super dog, raising one as a between Clark and flashing back and forth. So he has to they have to take Jonathan to take him around the world a couple of times to burn off energy.
And somebody tried to say, "Oh, the new Superman, Clark is his mask. Superman's who he is." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
That's always been the case. Kal-El has always been the real person. He's
not Kal-El. Kal-El is a dead name. He was raised in Kansas.
Right, but he's using the glasses and the stuff as a.
If you found out today your real name is actually like Gary and you were adopted and stuff, and it's like you're those people aren't your parents. They're biological people that gave birth, created you. But hey, your parents are the ones that raised you, put the time into you, took care of you. That's your parents. Like that's what I feel like a lot of people don't really understand that when it comes to Superman.
And there's also, I think it's the inconsistency in the way he's written too. But I'm not a big Superman fan. So.
That's what I hate about comic books. I love manga because it's one person just doing the whole entire thing. There's no retcon because somebody doesn't like something. It brings a virtue signal.
Yeah. But they're having a kind of this big technology thing going on here. So they've got Clark is being sent to it, but he's really reluctant to go because this new company has all the this new place that has all the oh my god, kryptonite stuff is storing stuff there, and he's like, I gotta stay away from there. And Lois is like, look, if you start avoiding going to places like this, people might start making the connection. And there is a truck coming along. Sort of looks like something from
Optimus Prime.
No, what was it? That movie, Stephen King movie.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but I always
Yeah,
see there's always a monster on the back of a thing.
yeah, but the one with
Even
the one that's
even the anime is like Gundam. Most of Gundam
no,
had.
but this sort of reminds me of that whole, the maximum overdrive. That's what it was.
Okay.
Maximum overdrive. But it turns out that there's a
Oh, the truck. Okay, itself. Okay.
yeah, and you see, it looks like he's
It's like Toyman. Yeah, it's Toyman.
yeah,
Cool.
it looks, but it's not. Turns out that's not actually the Toyman. He's created this one actually is sentient and has a conscience and all that.
Oh, it's a android. Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's actually a puppet, but he still somehow got and he's developed a way to use kryptonite for kind of infinite energy, and but they have to use the dog to go in there and stop the thing and stuff like that. But it's actually kind of cool.
Cool.
But I wish they'd kill that stupid dog. I hate that dog.
This man hates dogs. Cancel him.
Oh no, I don't hate dogs. I just hate that dog. 15, 14, 13, 12. Okay, 11. Flash, Ultimate Absolute Flash, number 5. It's still him running away from everybody. And he's fighting what he says is himself. Some sort of creature like that.
Okay.
And Grodd is just saying, don't stop. Help. It needs heat. And it's all basically a fight between him and them with Mr. Dibney outside their shelter and the woman scientist, which is also what is the Reverse Flash's name?
Nearby Thawne.
Yeah, this is the woman is.
And then there's Hunter Zalman.
Yeah, but she's Thrawn.
Oh,
but
well, it could be. So it could be Thawne's mom.
Could be,
because at this point in the Jeremy Adams book, Thawne. Well, I know it's elsewhere, but and he basically had Thawne's mom, was in the timeline, and he was able to help the kid have a better childhood or whatever, But anyway,
yeah, but she's in charge of all the people, and you have Linda outside of there, and she's sending them out after him, and they want the
Thawne's mom's
Grodd back.
Thawne's mom's got it going on.
So 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Okay, so 10 would be Detective Comics number 1099. Includes this story arc about the elixir stuff. And you have Batman, Oz, and Bullock. They're all working together. They rescue Bullock and they fight together to try and stop the head of this cult. Turns out the cult, he is a Perpetuum Vita, who's the head of this cult about living forever, but he's stuck in his tube, and that's going to help him live forever. And when the bad guys came to try and stop him, he pressed this button where he has to stay in there for 7 years. And people can't get to him. And they're like, really? Yeah, well, fuck it. We're just going to leave you there. I'll be back in 7 years to get you. And then they kind of go back and so next issue is going to be 1100, which I'm assuming is going to have 8 billion different variant covers and cost a lot of money.
Don't they all?
What, the 100 issues, the anniversary issues, stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff is always expensive.
Okay, so why did I lose 15, 14, 13, 12, 11? So number 9. Every time I hear number 9, I just think of Beatles stuff. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 2.
Number 2.
And somehow, and I don't know if this happened in between somewhere else or not, but his baby sister got found by
Baby sister.
on Wakanda. It's on Wakanda. It's the Storm and Killmonger.
Shuri.
Everybody have to- yeah. No,
Oh,
that's
oh,
Storm.
you're getting Ultimate Black Panther still?
No, this
What is-
I've never got it. This is the ultimate.
Oh, the incursion. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah.
Somehow they've found out it is on Black Panther. I guess that's Storm and Killmonger. They have the baby, and so Spider-Man and all these people are trying to get there to get the kid. And there's a big. They have to fight. So it's him, Janet Van Dyne, and what's his name? They get to Wakanda. There's a fight, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, well, we're not spies, but we have to fight to get to the baby." And it turns out that there's a spy in there, and they're stealing the baby for the founder, and he gets killed, and I guess the X-Men are going to have the baby now.
Cool. It's all like X-Men Messiah.
That's, what, Silver Samurai?
It's like Messiah Complex all over again when they're chasing after the baby Hope. Cue the Benny Hill music.
Number 8. Facsimile 660. Batman 665. It's in this is the Hush thing, I'm assuming, so we don't need to go over that. This would be 7, World's Finest. Not the best issue, but it was okay. I've read better.
Which one is that?
It was the World's Finest number 41. It was the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Brandon didn't like it as much either.
Yeah.
One Bizarro is enough. I don't need to go.
Yeah, yeah. The whole world of it is just, and it looks like there's gonna be a second. There's gonna be it's a 2-parter.
And I think it's like as the caption on the book it says like, "Oh, so you guys demanded it. We're returning to Bizarro World." Like, who demanded it?
Yeah, I was gonna say no, I didn't.
It's like what?
That one guy who was also demanding everybody be gay and stuff is probably the one demanding it. But
Tom King.
Oh yeah, we've gone over this. I keep saying I'm gonna quit, but they have this in my box, so I just grabbed it. So
you didn't like it as much. I take it.
The only absolute one I like is the Flash.
So what don't you like about this series?
It's just too. I don't know.
Is it the art? Is it the storytelling?
Partially the art. I do agree with you the way they have him drawn and all that. They've just got him massive, and it's kind of hard to articulate. It's a bunch of little different things that you combine it together, and you're just like, dude, really?
Like, I'm not a big fan of Nick Dragotta's art on him drawing like this, stylized. But when he's like got the cowl on, like the mascot, and he's going around and attacking people, like you kind of forget about it because we actually see him in movement. It kind of doesn't really matter because I love all the stuff, the action stuff. But when he takes up a freaking costume, he looks like a slow. He looks like the Big Show, kind of like a big
He
kid.
also looks like kid. He also looks like Lenny from Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men, he looks like he's not all there because he looks like a 10-year-old with a big built-up body.
Yeah, that's basically it. Bruce Wayne looks like he's smart, but he's playing stupid. This one, he looks like he's stupid, and he's not playing all that, and he's not all that smart.
Yeah, I just don't understand why people like. I understand like there's parts of the story is good, but for me, it's just. I love the action, but once you take me out of the action, I know you start slowing things down. Yeah. It's just like I don't care. Like when he and here's the thing. I think is it kind of feels like CW Flash in the sense like everybody knows the secret.
They're making too big of changes just for the sake of changes and stuff.
Like, I mean, like we learn that Arc M is basically turning people into the monsters. Pamela Isley is actually running the facility, and I forgot who she's working with. Bane, Turns out Bane used to work with Alfred Pennyworth, apparently.
Yeah, and Bane, he just kept getting his ass kicked by Bane. It's like, dude, really?
It's the new Superman movie.
yeah. Basically, I just made the connection here a second ago, right before you said it, and it's like, dude, it's just they're doing stuff just to be a little bit different, and it's not good. They're doing changes for change's sake, and it's not working. Okay, the next two are connected.
It's all connected.
Batman and Robin, Jason Todd, number 2, and then number 1. These are about Lemure, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a year 1. I'm assuming it's kind of like a year 1.
Okay.
And it is. They've got the old style where it's the watercolor art, which they did in like they did in before, and so we have him. They have him out there chasing a bad guy. Well, I can't remember his name. I don't know if he's anyone big, but they're chasing him, and he's like, I finally get to fight back, and he's going out, and he jumps ahead, and he's on his motorcycle. Batman's in the car, and
it looks like it's been on someone's attic for like forever, and just got water damaged.
Yeah, that's I sort of like it, and I don't, because it does.
It'd be better if that's like, say, that's like Bruce remembering the past, because he's groggy.
Okay, what's that? Sizemon, that artist that does the watercolors and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Sizemon, or something like that.
I don't know. I'm the one that did watercoloring when I was in preschool.
That was some good stuff. But this one, there is a kind of neatness to it, but it's also just I don't like the way it, stuff like this. But he gets too far ahead. They lose him. He almost gets beat up, and so they have him come back, and there's getting into a kind of a big argument when they get home.
So my thing is, you may not like the art, but do you enjoy the story though?
Yeah, it is, and but
that's the most important thing. You don't.
The discussion that they had in Batman year 1 with Jason with Dick about Dick. This one is it's the same thing, but he's Alfred is just like, I don't think you should have done this, and there's kind of an argument, and there is a scene in here where Bruce says, I think you're right. And Alfred's like, what was that? What was that? Kind of a slight little rubbing in of Bruce admitting that Alfred was right.
That was the best part about the Batman series was Alfred, his character depicted in that. When he'd have his little things like, I told you, sir. And he's like, yeah, whatever.
He's one of the only people that can get away with saying, look, man, and he does it so subtly. And so they get back to chasing this guy, and he gets a little ahead, and Batman comes on the corner and sees this, and he thinks that Jason killed him, but it's a guy who kills him. And the second one is more of them arguing and stuff. I think it may be in the second one where he has that argument where he says Alfred was right. Dude,
I just want an ongoing Alfred series of him just when he's younger, him just fighting in World War I. And then I know they already had him where he hit the girl he was dating who had a fling with, and that's how he got his daughter, Julia, in the 80s. She was also had a thing with Sergeant Rock. I just want an ongoing series with Alfred and him in the war, doing MI6 or MI5. Just give me that.
Yeah.
But no one has. I don't understand that.
In this one, Bruce is trying, and he knows that Jason's just being a little pain in the ass, and Bruce is trying. So he arranges it so Dick comes and takes him out on patrol.
Taken out by Dick.
Yeah, that's it. Insert jokes here.
Yes, because I don't have any
Dicks or jokes?
jokes, obviously.
Okay. So they go out. They do a little.
But to see more, go to my OnlyFans.
Yeah, that'll probably do better than my feet things. But
What?
they have him going out and doing some stuff, and Dick is trying to talk him into joining
And
the
OnlyFans?
Titans, and he's like, no. And during the thing, the guy gave Robin an address.
Gave Robin a dress. Ooh.
And a dress, like.
I know.
And so he goes there, and the guy, he's in this warehouse, and he's like, we're in a war. You can either be held down by Batman, or you can do it by me, and that's where it's left off, where he's being tempted to join this guy or not. Number 3. Gone over that. And let's see. I'm going to have to... I'm going to say number 2 is this. And I got to say, Breen was right that, they were eventually going to get together. There was hints on it. And in this one, I was kind of surprised that Foxy turned her down.
Because she doesn't know she's gay yet. That's why.
Well, because she's, Roxy was saying, "Oh, you got a nice tush," and Foxy's like, "What? You think I have a nice tush?" And so it looked, we know it's going to happen, but especially with this cover.
Honestly, this is the one exception. I don't care if they end up becoming lovers.
Yeah.
It's not where this became the whole focus, like Gun Honey.
Yeah, and this wasn't the whole focus. It was them doing this is just a fun story where they're all fighting off all their stuff, and it's not the main focus like they do with some of the stuff in DC and all that. And then number 1, Red Coat. And I hope Breen is watching, because there's something that I just picked up today when I was out. I was having a problem with my people trying to get my pain pills. But I had to wait for 45 minutes because they're opiates. So I went to my local shop that I saw something that I had seen before, and I picked this up, but I haven't had a chance to open it up yet. A Frazetta Gallery series.
Nice.
Terror. $50. You want me to open it up and show you?
Cool. You want to? It's up to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I intended to open it up.
I was gonna say, if you intend on opening it up, like, just keep it sealed. Did you see that? If you follow Sarah Frazetta on Twitter, they now in the shops they're gonna have glasses, collector glasses you can get.
I really should I should keep this one too late now.
Yeah,
this is the hardback, but there's some paperbacks too. But
I mean,
too late now. But
honestly, that would just be fun to, like. I don't know if she does conventions or cons, but like to have her like sign and stuff, kind of cool too.
Yeah, that would be. I should talk to the guy that sets that up here and see if I got her to come up. Oh.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
and it's just, of course, you have the typical. I love the size of this thing. I mean, it's
just be careful with those pages. Like you see, it's here in the bottom part. You turn the page. Cool, there goes the middle.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess that is.
You see his notes and stuff down in the bottom?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, guys. This person who's supposed to be pet sitting isn't returning my text, so I got to go over there to see if they even bothered.
All right.
So I'm out.
What I was thinking I was doing, I'll end this, and if you want to do a unboxing.
Well, I'll be gone for at least an hour. Cause it takes.
No. I mean, tonight, but maybe like next week or something, whatever. Or
all right, that's fine. But yeah, I got to go because, as I said, they might be home. They might, he may not have his phone turned on, but I got to make sure. Otherwise, there's going to be a house full of dog poop. So, and 2 starving mutts. So I got to go over and check. So I will see you guys tomorrow.
Alrighty, sounds
All right.
good.
You'll see him
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Jackson only comments when Breen actually says something.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff. I want to go through this and stuff. But
I got like a whole. He sent me a box of everything. I have like a couple stacks of just like books, man.
and then I guess they've got some stuff in the back too, or it's just some articles in the back.
Everybody loves stuff in the back.
But I've love Rosetta stuff.
Alrighty then.
All right, that's it.
Oh my gosh. Just like the box he sent me is like crazy. I got an auction. I got a couple months worth of like I got like 4 of these stacks. He
Nice.
sent me. Oh, I gotta put it all back in the box and then transfer it over to the short box. I'm just going through like the books, like you know, here's a couple of one I have here. There's Batman Teen Titans, you know, crossover Brave and Bold. And then I got a couple of Jonah Hexes here. And
You seem to be a big Jonah Hex fan.
I love Jonah Hex, dude. It's great. I love westerns, man. Well, I say like certain. I like spaghetti westerns. I'm not a big fan of the John Wayne westerns. I love the Clint Eastwood ones. And this kind of like Green Jonah Hex reminds me of the Clint Eastwood stuff. You know, reminds of Hang 'em High and stuff like that. You know, the guy basically he tries to do a good thing and the right thing, and it's kind of like Redcoat in a sense. Tries to do the right thing and always ends up getting screwed over.
Keep going. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, that's good. I was a few minutes behind on the stream. Breen just left. Yeah, it was just kind of quiet. But I guess I could show off some books, but I have like a big box, you know, just like it's a square like this all the way around. It's like enough for like two stacks of short boxes stacked up in the box side by side. But I'll show off some books. I'll show off one stack tonight, and then the rest, I guess, I'll have to get with Breen, figure out when we're gonna do another one. But here. All right. Oh, we got some books in here that are mixed in. All right. So you already saw these, the Jonah Hex ones. It's kind of cool. And then this is the Brave and the Bold. You saw that. Yeah, a lot of back issues, bro. That's all they are. They're all back issues. Pirate Plunder Panic, Part 4 of 4 of this Sega Sonic series. It's got that in. Then you know Archie Sonic as well. Then one of the things I just recently been getting into is basically the DC universe, especially the extended animated universe. I love whenever I can get these stories because like I've read the other ones, Batman, Adventures, Superman Adventures. I did not know there was Adventures in the DC universe. So, because I wasn't collecting DC in the 2000s, I was Thor, Captain America, Spider-Man, Miss Marvel. So, number 10. With the Legion of Superheroes. Of course, they're like kids, though. Like the Legion kids. Then we have JLA and the Clutches of Cypher. And then we get Superboy Races the Flash. Please no, what does it say? Was it no wagering? and then Nightwing story in the back.
That's the Wally West Flash.
I'm guessing because the animated universe. Yeah, it's not Barry.
Yeah, the way his face looks is you wouldn't catch Barry Allen doing something like that.
No, yeah, no, because he's dead. They don't even mention. Here's the thing, though. The DC animated universe doesn't even mention Barry Allen whatsoever. The Flash starts with Wally West because there's no Jay Garrick either in the animated universe. Even in Justice League Unlimited, there's no Jay Garrick. It's literally just Wally, and I think that's about it. And it wasn't until like they start doing the animated movies, then they introduced Barry, and then they brought in Bart and all that stuff. Yeah.
Cowabunga, dude.
Well, Bart was a cowabunga. Or no, wait, did he say cowabunga? I think
he does a few times. Yeah.
He was more like eat my shorts.
Yeah.
Or don't have a cow, man. Yeah. So I got quite a few here.
You're into those old Gold Key Disney stuff.
If it's Donald Duck, I love it. Donald Duck, and Donald's another character. He means well, but he always ends up getting in trouble.
And you just gotta love it. He gets away with running around outside everywhere without any pants on. I tried that, and there's issues.
You're in Alaska, in the middle of nowhere. You should be fine. I'm going to the grocery store.
Well, you should have seen what happened today.
No, I'm good. We'll hear about it in the news. Yeah. The original Ghost Rider. So I'm guessing Johnny Blaze must be back. This must be because this doesn't look like Ketch. But then again, Danny Ketch was the 90s. This is 1992.
Well, the 90s had kind of an art style all their own with, even if it wasn't all pockets and chains and pouches and stuff, there was still a style they had all for stuff.
And then we have, couldn't reverse it, a few of these. Steve Englehart, callouts, Nightman. Yeah. A lot of these are quarter bins at my shop. So, so I was shocked. He's like $1 for these. I'm like, $1, bro. Overcharged me 75 cents. Like my shops actually had the quarter sticker on the actual book itself. You didn't get a bag and board. So much I didn't care about it. But the TV series is actually on Tubi right now. You can watch for free. If you want to watch Nightman.
Is that a live? There's a live action one of that, isn't there?
It's a live action in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a saxophone player, at a club.
Gee, 80s and 90s, a saxophone player. Wow, that's saxes were big in the 80s and early 90s.
This is 90s. Yeah, and he is basically he had the ability to read people's minds. Like he had telepathy. That's or some kind of psychic thing, so he could see some visions. And he went around fought crime.
It's even better than playing saxophone back in the 80s and 90s.
Having a girl playing your saxophone?
Yeah, well, there's that. being big and buff and being all oiled up. Then, if you play saxophone, that's even cooler.
Well, of course, that's the Lost Boys.
Greatest movie ever.
Here's number 1 of the DC universe. Yeah. Sticker off here.
When did they switch her shorts on there from the short shorts like those to the kind of semi
bikini kind of like?
Huh?
Who's talking about her?
Yeah.
Wonder Woman?
She has that outfit, but now she's got the movie one type thing. When did they switch over on that?
Oh, that? Probably when the movie first came out, 2016, right around Rebirth, probably.
Yeah.
Or before that. I don't know exact day, but yeah. So I see some real Ghostbusters. Add to my collection. I got number 4. Yeah. It's my childhood. I grew up watching the series, and I collected most of them. Of the books, I just never I didn't realize there was another volume. Like Marvel I think I got the Marvel ones that I got.
Have you heard the story that Ernie Hudson tried out to voice his own character and he didn't get it?
Yeah, I think you said it before.
That's messed up, man.
It is. But you know what? Arsenio Hall did a good job after the Buster guy died. I forgot what his name was. The original one. It was Buster something. It wasn't Buster Keaton. It was something, but
No, Buster Keaton was in the silent films back in the days.
yeah. Number 2. We just ranked these the other night on the I Love Comics. The cover rankings. So. Nope. Yeah, as I get older in my life, I realize, like, you know what? I should just get more cartoon stuff because this is just more fun. Like, a lot of the serious stuff, if I want to go read that, it's there. But, like, you know, I just don't really care for a lot of the new stuff when it's serious because it's not as good as originals, you know, stuff. Original, you know what I mean? It's all right.
I mean, even stuff from, especially stuff back then, like say DuckTales, and going from way back even to even the 80s and 90s. There's different levels. There's stuff that the kids can enjoy, and then there's stuff that we as adults can enjoy, and that's quality writing. They don't do stuff like that nowadays. Like I remember watching what was the Lego movie?
Oh,
Lego Batman.
Yep.
And there was a line in there where they're introducing Dick is being introduced to Batman, and in there, and he says, "Yeah, my name is Richard. The kids call me Dick." And the Batman's response was, "Yeah, kids can be mean these days." And of course, none of the younger kids got the joke, but all the adults are just laughing their asses off of that. There's different levels of writing, so the adults can enjoy it too.
Here's something you like.
Nice.
There's the back part.
You can tell that's old because it's got the actual the original Nick Fury.
But it's also not hard. It's not hardcover like the new ones are. You can buy the new ones in hardcover or foil. But yeah. Marvel's never going to reprint those. Here's a really cool one.
Chronologically, Roy Kirk. Chronologically.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. 100-page collector special, number 3, 1974. It's cool. Like I said, I have a whole bunch more, so I'll probably end it here, and I'll just do that for another unboxing video. I haven't done one of those in a while, but it's already 10 o'clock for me, and I kind of want to go do some more stuff before I go to bed. But all right, guys, that is it for tonight. We purposely told Zach to stay away, and he did it. He followed us, and me and I was gonna say witness protection there.
Yeah, and I just can't get the voice down, but that's the problem with having that thing back there. This time of year, the sun's just there, and I can't, unless I put something up there like a sheet or something like that, on backlit like this. So
I was gonna say, just put a blanket up there, hang your Steelers blanket.
But my younger brother he's just coming back from Europe. He's in Pittsburgh. He sent me all these pictures. Just recognize this, and I'm like, no. You're a Steelers fan and you don't recognize the stadium? I was like, dude, I've never been there, man. How am I supposed to know this type of stuff? But he's getting me a terrible towel.
Yep. What's up, MKF? It's bringing up Mortal Kombat. Yes, he just dropped the new Mortal Kombat trailer for the Mortal Kombat 2.
Isn't Carl Urban going to be in there?
Carl Urban's going to be Johnny Cage. I don't know how I feel about that casting because I always thought he'd be a perfect Kano.
I don't know the stuff, so I'll take your word for it.
Well, Kano was like the Australian one. He had the cyborg kind of eye and stuff, from the original movies. He turns out becoming a bad guy trader in the But this movie, if you remember the reboot they did last year, it focused on that one guy who's supposed to be like the grandson of Sub-Zero, blah blah, and like it just focused on him. It looks like they might be killing him off in the first 10 seconds because it looks like they're basically doing a remake of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which focuses heavily on Johnny Cage. And then you have Sonya Blade, and I forgot what the other guy is. The guy has the metal arms. Yeah, basically having So, like I said, it looks really good. And I honestly, if Carl Urban's in the movie and he's playing a badass, I kind of want to see it. Like and then just the whole thing with Johnny Cage being a movie star and being brought into the whole Mortal Kombat. Always like, what the fuck? We're fighting to the death. I'm a movie star. I'm not a fighter. And I just kind of like when he fights, they do the slow motion like kicks and stuff. I love that. Like,
and it's weird though because if you actually think about it, this made me think about this. There are some movie star fighters who can actually fight, and then there's some who can't. What is his name? The black guy from the Dark Knight. He was also Spawn.
Oh, Michael Jai White?
Yeah. Who this guy's legit. He's completely legit. But you actually see some of the stuff he's being in all these interviews on YouTube, and he's talking about who can actually really fight in real life and who can't.
Can you imagine if they just had with Keith David just be Spawn? That voice?
Yeah, Keith David is awesome. You know that whole fight between him and Roddy Piper was just them improvising. I think they had one rule: no hitting in the face or the balls. I think they both broke that rule. And
sounds about it. Roddy Piper's daughter is actually now wrestling.
Really?
Yeah.
Hopefully, she's better than The Rock's daughter.
Well, yeah, she's actually in shape. She's not going on. I'm a Samoan. I'm allowed to be overweight. No, she was. I forgot what she was in an independent wrestling thing, and then she came out and she had like the. I don't know if I think I remember if she's wearing the kilt or not, but I don't know if she had the kind of like the same kind of jacket stuff. So, yeah. But she won her debut match, and she literally just fought like her dad. Same moves and everything.
You know what I'd love to see her do? And it won't happen. It'll never, ever, ever, ever happen. Remember the time that he was fighting Bad News Brown?
I never watched that. I never watched that.
There was a scene where he comes out to do an interview. He had half blackface.
Oh,
looked at him, and people, it was like, holy cow. I mean, it was fine at the time, but now people are like, holy cow.
I just remember the segments he'd have, like, I think was it Rowdy Piper had a segment in the back, in the back room, and he had like the glass window and everything.
Yeah, it was the
Marty Jannetty got thrown through the glass window.
Yes, that was Rowdy Piper's Pit. It was Piper's Pit.
Piper's Pit, yeah.
And that was where they decided when they wanted to break up the Rockers.
Yep.
And he actually got really hurt because I don't think Sean pulled it too much and stuff like that. But,
well, you mean he just basically did what Goldberg did and just hurt people?
Yeah, and I like Roddy. My brother met him once because when he was going through college at UCLA, he was working for a lawyer doing immigration stuff, and this Roddy came in, and if he wasn't drunk, he smelled like booze. And
I would honestly, if how tall that guy was, I would have been intimidated in his prime, seeing Piper in his prime.
Yeah,
like,
and this was back in like the 80s or
yeah. Can I get an autograph? Oh shit, it's Piper. I ain't asking for him.
And he says he came up and he shook my brother's hand, and it was like it was like being put in a vice.
I know, he's squeezing. It's like,
and he wasn't trying. He was just being friendly, and then he passed my brother in the back, and he says, "It felt like I was getting hit by a 2x4." And this was just him being friendly and nice and not trying, not being, and he was like, I've never been hit so hard. It was just going, hey, how you doing?
You know what it is? I think a lot of jocks kind of like did that. They're just kind of like, you gave a firm handshake, you did that, and then you would basically, kind of back.
I didn't realize how strong he was and stuff like that.
So it's just like, is that your brother was a girly man?
Oh! No, he's pretty tough, but I mean, he's no jock, but but
yeah. Oh, I gotta look that up now. It's Piper's daughter because I saw it randomly on YouTube. It was just some weird match.
So you should look up the whole Roddy and blackface and stuff like that. It was in a Piper's pit.
I'm not surprised a lot of people did that back in the day. And it wasn't really considered blackface. It was just it wasn't like Trudeau and stuff where he actually dressed up.
Yeah.
And if he did, and then he did it, you know what? No one cared.
Yeah, he was being Roddy Piper. He was being a dick, and everyone knows that Roddy Piper was just kind of a dick. And it was just, he's the only guy who stayed a heel his whole life, and people didn't care if he was a heel or not. They liked him.
I think it's Ariel Teal.
So obviously she's not WWE.
She's known as she's known as renamed Teal Piper.
Going by keeping the name, huh? Cool.
Yep.
She should take over his stick and push Ronda out for
There's a picture of her in Swerve's guy. He does this thing on EW at all. The guy does this. King Lalo.
I think we start getting back into ECW, AEW. I sort of fell out of watching it. So
she's
Did you watch Saturday Night's Main Event and Evolution over the weekend?
I did not watch that, and I've heard from two different people, my brother and Eric, who watch Evolution. They said it's a bunch of people I don't even know who they are. This guy lost interest right away with Evolution. I mean, I remember when they had was it the Mae Young tournament? What was it called?
Yeah, there was. This wasn't. This is
it was like that.
What really kind of pissed me off, and there's a guy at Bosco's who's complaining. Saturday Night Main Event, they had I think it was a main event. The ref went down, and it took them like 10 minutes for them to get a referee out.
Is that what happened in the Saturday Night Event with Goldberg?
No, that was a different. I think.
Okay, I just remember. I remember like apparently
Goldberg
Bret Hart
tapped out.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. Goldberg pretty much versus Gunther. I guess it was.
Yeah, he was supposed to be his last match, so there's gonna be no way he's gonna win, and
And I love it because like apparently he speared the ref guy hit.
Okay, maybe it was. Yeah, maybe it was that one, but.
And so the ref had like suffered actual 3 broken ribs.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
But then Saturday, the next night, in the Rhea Ripley Io Sky match, the referee went down, and it was like 10 minutes without a referee. I'm like, God, not only are you doing lazy writing where the ref goes down, you do it 2 nights in a row. And then, they're like, oh, we don't have a referee, and it takes all this time. Like, there was 4 referees from the matches from before, and you can't get a referee to come out and help. Yeah. And then you have someone coming in to cash in who brings a referee with you, but she couldn't have come out 10 minutes ago. It's lazy writing.
So Teal Piper, her signature move is a sleeper hold and the eye poke.
Hold or what?
Sleeper eye poke. Poke that. Yeah, that's what Rowdy would do too.
That's a Rowdy thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, she has a penchant for she's described as having a penchant for the shenanigans and having a habit of being at the center of misunderstandings and somehow always followed by mischief. She has been working with Women of Wrestling, and then apparently she's a ALW Women's Championship. On top of Legacy Wrestling, she worked with that too as well. But so I guess she just kind of active, started working, or maybe. Because she was doing actual acting and stuff, and she would include an episode of CSI New York, but then she just started getting 2016. She got into wrestling. She was supposed to be remember back in the day, Hulk Hogan was gonna do, or Brooke Hogan was gonna do a new basically a wrestling promotion.
Yeah,
and then it fell through.
She was even less talented than he was.
Yeah, so Toombs, Piper's daughter, trained under Tessa Blanchard in the Women of Wrestling promotion in Long Beach, California. Then she made her professional and All Elite Wrestling, competing in the Casino Battle Royal in 2019 at the All pay-per-view under the ring name Teal Piper. And then she joined signed on to them. She trained, and then she's also trained with Ronda Rousey. Before Rousey's return to wrestling. Yeah, but she lives on in Florida stuff. Yeah. She's been she's been running the circuit stuff. It's just that, you know. But right now she's wrestling for Shine Wrestling. She did in May. That was the last thing I saw her. But so apparently she's going to start doing more wrestling. But honestly, she's still kind of green. But
Yeah,
she just reminds me of her dad. The way she's kind of tall, she kind of looks at him a little bit, stuff, and the way she acts, it's really cool.
yeah.
But alrighty then. So I guess one day right here, everyone's leaving. Jackson's leaving. So I did my job. I got rid of Jackson.
Yeah, and it's only it's getting late. It's after 7 o'clock here, so
After 7 o'clock.
it's 8 after 7, boy.
It's like yeah, I'm not on the East Coast, but it'd be like if I was on the East Coast and you're pretty much where like in Hawaii, it's only like 5 o'clock here. We're fine, whatever.
Well, Alaska covers 3 time zones, so
Right. Yeah, that's gotta be fun. It's like I'm surprised Texas is in the 2 different time zones. For how freaking big it is.
Texas, that's that little small state down south, right?
The little small state. Right.
All
right,
guys. Next enough. Tell them we're going to divide Alaska into thirds to make Texas the 4th largest state.
Just combine Alaska and Texas. We'll just move Alaska down to Texas.
I could use the temperature. It's only 66 degrees out today.
In the winter, you could give them water. You could give them snow. You guys can transport back and forth. So they have water, and then just like. All right, we're gonna enter here. If you haven't done so, please click like, subscribe. Yes, right. Do all that fun stuff. It pops up right there. Like and subscribe, and click the notification bell. We're gonna enter right here. We'll be back tomorrow for a reading around 8 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll see you guys then. Take it easy. Later.
Catch you later.